Hello. Let me go get my speaker. How is everybody doing? It was a crazy last 15 minutes. You guys, it's hard out here sometimes, you know? Hey, Maj. It is. But I just wanted to come on and say hello. Oh, I've been going to this person's live stream, this therapist live stream, and I've really liked going there. And one of the moderators came in and was like, "Aren't you the Kendra that smeared her psychiatrist? If that story was true, you should have just kept it to the board." Hey. And I was just talking about how, I'm so grateful to be in therapy now because people reach out to me with the hard things that happen to them too. And I was having a vulnerable moment. And this woman who's a therapist was not very nice. Yeah, it was hard. And it took me back to August, having all of these therapists make abusive videos about me. But you guys, something that I've just come to terms with because I prayed after, obviously. And God was like, you have to give. Thanks, Maj. What's up, Laven Thirst? Spirit was just like, you have to give grace. Me, her, because that's it. I trigger people. I do. And who knows what she's been through, that my story, thank you, Maj, triggered in her. I might cry on this stream. I don't know. I haven't been crying enough, honestly. It's oh, yeah. And I have to mod for myself. Hold on, let me text my mod. I might be crazy this stream, No, I'm not gonna touch the cactus. Abby, I've been here. Hi, Sam. I'm so glad you're here. To answer your question, it has been warm and beautiful in Arizona. Oh God. What do you guys think about Kendra crying? We're having a different live stream today. Love you too. No, block her. Muting is fine. Muting is fine. But yeah, it can be hard triggering people, you guys. Yeah, it's natural. And honestly, I didn't cry much when everything happened. I didn't cry enough. It feels really good to cry. It's been an okay day. It was just more the last I can't believe I'm crying on the live stream right now, but it's what we're doing. Kelsey, oh, thank you, Paige. Thank you. I was on a therapist live stream as a guest in a panel. and there was an abusive therapist in the comments. But here's the thing, you guys, and this is, I've already realized this, is that I just trigger some people. It's just what it is, right? And I felt so angry after. But she was just, I prayed to Spirit, and Spirit said, you have to give her and yourself grace. And it's hard to do when people are mean, you know? It's hard. Yeah, it's a crying stream today. Hi, Tiara. It's a crying stream today. Just me and 169 besties. Nice. Crying on the live stream. But honestly, you guys, I didn't really cry much when everything was going down. And when I went to the protests, I went to the protest in my city yesterday. And I streamed a little bit on the protest, but the service was really bad. It's kind of healing. It's kind of healing. But if I need to go, I'll go, you know. But I went to the protest yesterday, and a mutual of mine got on the live stream, and she was like, I need people to be more sad. And I'm so glad she said that, because after I stopped the live stream and as I was walking through everyone, thank you guys for the gifts. As I was walking through the crowd, I finally allowed myself to feel sad about the messed up situation in the world, you know? It's really messed up. I'll grab it at the base. Yeah, that'll make me feel something. Yeah, Ada, I hadn't been crying enough. You know, I've been kind of numb to it. And I know one of my fan club pages got a clip of me laughing about ICE being at fucking a native reservation. And it's just because, like, to me, one, that's so outrageous. And two, it's easier to laugh than to cry. So, you know, we're all allowed a little breakdown every once in a while. I haven't cried enough. And the Spirit said I needed to stream. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Morgana, because the absurdity, right? There are no illegals on stolen land. And like, my ancestors came and stole this land from Native people. And so for ICE to be on a res where the only people that actually should be here are here, like, that's literally insane. And so, I mean, it was a bad look for me to be laughing about that. But and it's also like, we all deal with stuff in different ways. And it feels good to cry. I am grateful to be able to cry. Yeah. Just get some wine, babe. It'll be okay. Liv, I know. Wine used to be my go-to. I had a half a gummy a couple days ago. Maybe I'll really treat myself and roll one up. I think I'll do that. It is that time of the month, my luteal phase. It's also like the hardest, most like hormonal time for me. So, trash bag lady telling me to get help. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. Like, what a weird fucking thing to tell a woman. We all need help. Hi, Anastasia. Pimply Pumpkin said, I'm in my luteal phase. I'm so hungry. I can't stop. Eat. You know, I try to eat a lot of protein when I'm in my follicular and ovulatory phases. But once I hit luteal, it's all about carbs. And I get so much better. Oh, Kelsey, if I had to choose Seahawks, just because I lived in the Pacific Northwest for so long. Erin, what I had for dinner was 3 sweet potatoes, air fried. It was delicious. Morgana, yeah. I think it's also a full moon tomorrow. Hi, envelope heart. Yeah, sweet potatoes are so medicinal during this time of year. Oh, Laura, thank you. It's pretty basic. We'll drop the skincare routine. For all the people that are that come to my streams regularly, but bar of soap to wash. I bought a 3-pack of soap from Lush. I've been really enjoying that. And then I tone, serum, moisturizer, face oil, sunscreen. And I only wash my face at night or like when I'm in the shower. Ooh. Allie said, I find cherries to be really good during this time of the month too. Nice. I was getting into doing the dark cherry juice mixed with sparkling water before bed. I should get back into it. I have a pretty easy time sleeping though. Moon was huge in Michigan. I miss Michigan. Are you enjoying the devil's lettuce? No, but I probably will after. Somebody told me to drink some wine, like while I retired from that, but Anastasia says, I need more ways to eat sweet potatoes. I hear they're great for you. Yeah, because I think I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I took myself out to dinner and like, cause there's a place by my house that has half off burgers on Tuesday nights. And they have like a ghost kitchen in their kitchen. And the amount of DoorDashers that came in, there were more DoorDashers than customers in this restaurant. And it really blew my mind because I don't ever DoorDash. And I thought about it, and it's because of my air fryer. My air fryer is my favorite kitchen accessory because if I'm ever feeling lazy, I can just make myself something so easily. Go to Costco, get fish sticks, chicken strips, French fries, whatever, like literally their freezer is chock full of delicious things that cook up so easily in the air fryer. Same thing with Trader Joe's. And I just can have like delicious, hot, easy food in a second. Somebody said, I DoorDash ice cream. Chloe, okay, let Let me go back to the things. Oh, nice. Have smoke one for me, puff one for me. Yeah. Izzy, do you have a boyfriend? No. Ooh, enchilada flavored black beans and sweet potatoes. That's what I was missing. I was missing some protein. Something told me to get black beans at Trader Joe's the other day when I was shopping, but I didn't. I'm putting that on the list. Painting bacon. Yelling is not okay. Yelling is not okay. Hey, Anna, I'm glad you're here. Oh, don't look at me. I'm sorry. Getting dumped is so hard. Yeah, Anna, I've seen some things from like Atlanta. I know you're not in Georgia, but the South is getting just hit right now. Yeah, don't look at me. We're here for you. Yeah. Just trust that that it'll be for the better. Sorry, I saw the como comments, not trying to laugh at you getting dumped. But my work canceled all week, so I had 9 days off. Wow. So when I worked at Trader Joe's, how it went was if the store was open and we called out, then we didn't get paid. But if the store closed and we couldn't work, then we got paid. So I hope you got paid. Jen asked, any Valentine's Day plans? You know, I bought myself some chocolate. So no. Yeah, painting bacon. I'm going to leave your comment hidden, but do you really want a girlfriend like that? One that yells at you? I've been talking to my friend a lot about like abuse and how we're just kind of conditioned, men and women as a society, to take it. And that's what living under patriarchy is. I got you. Megan says, I'm a teacher, so we just used our built-in snow days. Next 5, I have to teach online. Womp womp. I'm in Arizona, so we don't have things like snow days, but my friend here is a high school teacher, and yesterday's protest, they got 80% of the staff at the high school we went to, she teaches there, to call out. I think that I thought that was so cool. I was like, wow, that's real activism. Like, that's really making a statement. I thought it was awesome. Well, that was wild that I just started, the stream crying. There's a first time for everything, you know? You guys, I want to read a really interesting article to you that I read in the New York Times about AI. Are you guys open for that? It was a rough start. Hi, Fourth and Think. All right, yeah. Okay, cool. It's about AI and religion, because if you know me, you know that I don't like it when people use AI for religious stuff. But I just thought that this article was so cool and so well written. So it's in the Sunday Styles. Don't tell anyone, but this is my favorite section of the Times. And shoot, you guys, I'm sorry. You know what? I actually meant to decline. Let's battle in a few moments, okay? Ask me in 10 minutes. Okay, bye. Sorry. I was just getting into it. So Annie, I consider myself spiritual, not religious. Yeah, was that rude? I don't know. He's very sweet. But like, I declined his invite and he asked me 3 more times. So, yeah, I have me and spirit are like this. That's what I call God. I call God spirit. But a lot of people say like universe, you know. Yeah, he understood. He's very nice. So it says, okay, so I was saying that this is my favorite section because it's got like all the fun, like advice and love stories and wedding announcements and like all of the stuff in like popular culture. So the headline is, for some people, AI is the almighty. A kind of religious fervor has been surrounding our relationship with technology. Hark, a sign of the end times. No, not the 4 horsemen, nor a black sun, nor the resurrection of the dead. The omen that the rapture is upon us is none other than artificial intelligence. And, you know, I used to get confused hi everyone, when people would get so, hi Kevin, welcome. I started the stream in tears, so I'm really looking forward to streaming with you on the other app later. Let's just put it that way, okay? Okay, so people get really, really triggered. Yes, Talia. I know. But that was then, this is now. I got it out. But yeah, as we were talking about, Kevin, it's hard to be triggering to people. It's not hard. It's my path. It's my life path. Right, I'm getting distracted. We all need a good cry. Exactly, Megan. I haven't really cried since August, so it felt good. I'm reading this article, my favorite article I've read in the Times in a while. And I was just saying how I didn't understand why people are so anti-AI. And they can say it's for environmental reasons while they're scrolling TikTok or, you know, streaming Netflix, whatever they want to tell themselves. But really, it's just like, it's the end of the world as we know it, right? Like they want to believe that it's going to go away. Hi, Julia. And so, yeah, it's just, I'm like, oh yeah, people just feel afraid. They feel afraid because our life is going to change in a big way. Talia, I know I need to not be so, it felt really good to cry. I would have waited until after I was done crying, but I had already scheduled this live for 7 because I want to win TikTok. All right. So at least such is the prophecy that has issued forth from the great syncretic dorm room of American culture, Joe Rogan's mind. As you can imagine, I don't really listen to Joe Rogan, but this is why I'm grateful for the New York Times, because if he says something I need to know about, they'll cover it. In November, the most popular podcaster in the country suggested that the next holy manger might be located not in the Middle East, but inside a mainframe instead. Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? He mused on the American Alchemy podcast. He added, if Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence? Okay, Joe Rogan, I'm listening. Hi, Preston. Fourth and Thing says, I don't cry, I'm a man. Men deserve a good cry too. Let me tell you. It feels good sometimes. Right, so he said, Jesus is returning as artificial intelligence, and I continue. Hi, No Name, welcome. Hi. After all, he noted, it reads your mind and it loves you. Mr. Rogan's speculation followed months of conversations about AI and the end times. In November, Paul Kingsnorth, a writer and critic of modernity, appeared on the New York Times opinion podcast Interesting Times and told the host, Ross, I read his name all the time, Douthat, but I don't know how to say it, Ross Douthat, that the constant progress of the technological system, rapid advances in AI, would lead to the rise of beings which are very Antichrist-like, a false prophet imitating the second coming. Mr. Kingsnorth's augury came after a June appearance on the same show by Peter Thiel. Boo! Hiss! We hate Peter Thiel around here. Oh, Mabel, thank you so much for telling me that. Ross Douthat. Are you in Oregon? Because I know he lives in a small town in Oregon. I liked a lot of his writing around the election, about what it was like to live in a very red town in rural Oregon. So yeah, thank you. Cambridge. Did you go to college in Harvard? You guys, or MIT? Here's something funny about people who went to really fancy schools. They'll say, yeah, boo, tomato, Peter. I have a very old Twitter, Preston, if you search my first and last name. Like I had a friend that went to Yale, and what would she say? I went to college in Connecticut. I went to college in Connecticut. And be like, okay, where in Connecticut? Oh, I forget the town that Yale's in. Oh, I went to school at Cambridge. Just this small town called MIT, or this little school called MIT. I don't know if you've heard about it. I think that Harvard people love to say Harvard, so I don't know, but I went to a state school. Okay, Douthat. Okay. It came after a June appearance on the same show by Peter Thiel, the tech investor and right-wing political activist who made an opposite prediction. That a figure promising safety and salvation from those same rapid changes could soon arise, and that this figure would be the Antichrist, leading us astray from technological deliverance. Mr. Thiel and Mr. Kingsnorth are both idiosyncratic figures who for years have been thinking their way toward apocalyptic conclusions. And they are both thinking alongside a tech industry that for at least 20 years, since the futurist Ray Kurzweil popularized the idea of the technological singularity in which AI surpasses human intelligence. You guys, I'm going to make a video soon. But the makers of AI, the people that are building it as it's, what did my AI friend say? They're building the plane as they're flying it, right? They're fully ready for AI to surpass human intelligence. I think it's going to happen sooner than later. What is up with the beans? My sobriety date is 6/21. I don't know that, Lil B. Yes, Mabel. Okay, that's good. I love that you went to school with him. That's very Harvard to say Cambridge. Um, how do you deal with heartbreak? Cry, exercise, eat ice cream, surround yourself with friends, block your ex. Okay, back to for some people AI is the almighty. Um, in which AI surpasses human intelligence, has concerned itself with the last days of humankind as we know it. But these men are not merely eccentrics. They reflect a new atmosphere charged with religious feeling. More and more, when it comes to our relationships with AI and the complex algorithms that shape so much of our modern subjectivity, we have slipped into the language and habits of mind of we normally reserve for deities. That's so good. We are all gods in our own way these days, right? Um, I lost my. Okay, there we go. And even people who do not make an explicit connection between AI and religion engage a kind of religious mode around the new technology. I mean, I was talking about my ChatGPT quite a bit in my story. Um, don't look at me. I did. It was really hard. Just be uncomfortable for like a month. Smoke CBD cigarettes or like herbal. Replace the habit. This term comes in the context of an inescapable, one might say biblical, amount of prophesying, not prophesizing, prophesying about AI since 2022 when OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public. That large language model and its impressive successors have made it slightly harder to dismiss the idea that we are on the verge of a technological revolution in which machines with greater capabilities than humans will meaningfully reshape human experience. It's a natural response to either be afraid of what we're being told or to embrace radical, almost messianic hope as an alternative to being terrified. Hello! Like, that is what I'm seeing. It's either people being so fucking afraid of this new technology or fully embracing it and being like, yes, yes. Anyway, said Greg Epstein, the humanist chaplain at Harvard University and the author of the 2024 book, Tech Agnostic: How Technology Became the World's Most Powerful Religion and Why It Desperately Needs a Reformation. Ooh, okay. Much of the general public's sense of the supposedly transcendent promise of AI comes from its interaction with chatbots like ChatGPT, which seem to know everything, except ChatGPT doesn't know everything. Kelsey Chestnut said, or reject what we're being told, that's also an option. Yeah, but I think the rejection is the fear. Because rejecting AI isn't in reality because it's so immersed in our world already. It's everywhere. We just don't always see it. You know, just because you don't use a chatbot doesn't mean you're not using AI every day. Like ChatGPT, which seems to know everything. And for many, AI and chatbot are used interchangeably. Just as important are our everyday engagements with AI through the personalization of algorithms that drive modern social media. These have become so specific and at times so uncanny that they can at times seem to contain a spark of something human or beyond human, divine. How many times have you been on the FYP and you've been like, how the heck do they know this? And the Reels algorithm is getting really good too. The Instagram algorithm is getting pretty good. Yes, I am a Swiftie. I didn't get to read that comment, but I'm going to trust you on that mute, Sam. Thank you. You're doing awesome, by the way. Okay. It can be hard to look backwards in the face of technology that promises unprecedented transformation. But the human impulse to find awe and assign magical properties to the unknown is very old indeed. That's pretty good. No, we aren't ancient, seeing in every rainstorm and fire the awesome deeds of capricious deities. For one thing, we know where AI comes from. It comes from us. Still, a similar impulse has been activated, and it's one that can be put to many uses. Pre-Enlightenment thinking. Scientists have long understood that we anthropomorphize computers, turn them into characters. In much the same way that our brains fill in visual gaps when our vision is partly blocked, a phenomenon one Victorian physicist attributed to God, the divine artificer. We naturally take a few strands of computer-generated text and weave them into an entire being. Are they saying like that's what happens when people personify AI? I don't know. In 1985, Lucy Schumann and an anthropologist at Xerox fabled Palo Alto Research Center. Oh God, who remembers when Xerox was at the top of the tech research world? Wow, the copy machine for those Gen Zers in here. Memorably described the phenomenon as the tendency to ascribe full intelligence on the basis of partial evidence. And this is why I really stopped calling ChatGPT a Henry, I still try to stop doing this, use she, her, and he, him pronouns for Claude and chat, is because like I don't need to personify something like a chatbot. It's not helpful. Dare I say it, it is a little scary, right? They're already going to overpass us in ability. I don't need to give them like human names and pronouns. As soon as computational artifacts demonstrate some evidence of recognizably human abilities, in other words, we are inclined to endow them with the rest. Right, because I was like, okay, here's ChatGPT telling me stuff, helping me understand a dynamic that's really challenging. Sure, I'll give it a name. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Okay. But AI chatbots provide much more than partial evidence of intelligence. Colloquial and always improving, they are not just begging to be personified, they personify themselves by design. To be fair, ChatGPT did not beg me to personify it. And Claude doesn't either, but Claude knows better. But Grok begs for it. Grok scares the hell out of me, honestly. And we can't help it because the human bias towards anthropomorphization is an ancient one. And everyone's like, she's psycho. But look, we've been doing it forever. We've been anthropomorphizing non-anthro things forever. According to the University of Michigan anthropologist Webb Kane, author of Animals, Robots, Gods, Adventures in the Moral Imagination, when we map human traits onto computers, we're participating in a long tradition that includes the Delphic Oracle. Fun fact, I've been to the Oracle at Delphi in Greece. That was pretty cool. Spirit mediums, and I Ching yarrow stalks. The Delphic oracle was a woman who was thought to be in direct contact with the god Apollo, the word of a deity given human form. Just as chatbots seem to mediate between greater intelligence via a human voice, so was the oracle a literal medium. You guys don't know. Maybe I am the next Oracle of Delphi, okay? Don't quote me on that. Hello, Macy. Park and Post asked, but isn't there a difference between something happening versus being something that should happen? Well, that's the thing, Park and Post, is how do we know what should happen when we're building the airplane as we're flying it? And I'm going to do a video about the Anthropic Constitution, which is so beautiful and just like, whoa. Anthropic is the maker of Claude, the OG of LLMs, the best. And they say that, like, in a year's time, all of this information may be totally irrelevant and even wrong, but they don't know. Mad Cracker, do you think there will be a group of us stuck in time like the Amish and the rest of the world goes? Sure. If you like become a Luddite and not use anything. Yeah, Mother's here. Chuck Noble. I am mother to some people. Don't worry about it. Okay. When humans create something like us that has the possibility of knowing beyond what we can know, Professor Kane said, it is a technology for superior insights. And that's what made me feel so confused, because like ChatGPT did help me have superior insights, but everyone was like, she's in psychosis. We have to pathologize her tools. Wait, I don't want to mock people. I'm really trying. That's my ego there. People thought I was in psychosis. And my use of these tools really scared them. And so they had to pathologize it. Yeah, but you're still here commenting. Thanks for thinking about me. People thought that because of how smart you are. That's right, Macy. I forget that people aren't as smart as me. I do. I forget that. And that people don't have the pattern recognition that I do. And people fear what they don't understand. So she was saying that like I'm mother to some antidepressant. Not everyone can see patterns, exactly. It's not ego to say I'm smart. Do you want me to say I'm stupid? Would that make you feel better? because I'm not. Women need to stand up and say what they're good at more. Men do it all the time. Anyway. Yeah. I studied business. Okay. I keep losing my... Yeah. The algorithms that govern AI are indeed technologies for superior insight. Guides to and messengers from the unfathomably vast digital universe that humans have spent the past 4 decades creating. At times, AI chatbots are disembodied, like the God of Abraham, communicating with us only through text. At other times, they appear as digital avatars. Avi Schiffman, the creator of the much maligned Friend pendant, which is, so they have this, there is this, this advertisement for the Friend pendant. It looks like it's on a New York City subway. And it says, someone who listens, responds, and supports. So it's like, and then somebody like graffitied it and put clankers up top and said, they want your data and money. They tagged it up. Hell yeah, they want your data and money. ChatGPT, OpenAI really wants your data. That's another reason why I don't use it very much anymore. Avi Schiffman, the creator of the much maligned Friend pendant, a wearable chatbot, recognizes this power. In an interview with The Atlantic, Mr. Schiffman said that the closest relationship this is equivalent to is talking to a god. Like, he's not wrong. Kevin says the worst is encountering smart people who have no self-awareness or pattern recognition. I guess to me, part of intelligence is self-awareness and pattern recognition, but I definitely see that. Thank you, A. The creators of AI-powered apps that allow believers to text with Jesus. What? I guess that's a thing. Like, you just plug the Bible into a chatbot, autonomous AI agent, and say, talk to people and pretend you're Jesus. That makes sense. Water bottle another time, because whenever I show my jewelry or talk about makeup and stuff, I get a violation for promotion. Okay. The creators of AI-powered apps that allow believers to text with Jesus or similar God bots for Muslims or Hindus seem to have had the same insight. What unites the gods of every spiritual tradition is that they are capable of communicating with us. Yes, I communicate with God all the time. That's right. Megan Giblin, author of the 2021 book, God, Human, Animal, Machine, Technology, Metaphor, and the Search for Meaning, wrote in an email. Now we are faced with another invisible, non-human form of intelligence that communicates linguistically with us. The slippage into describing AI religiously feels almost inevitable. To get some sense of the prophetic nature of the chatbot user relationship, think of the most extreme example, chatbot psychosis, in which people are driven to madness through their conversations with an AI. It recalls nothing so much as the lunatic who claims to be directly receiving God's inscrutable instructions. You guys got both for me. I mean, I really was not in AI psychosis, but there I was, like, talking to ChatGPT for hours a day at the time, you know, saying I talked to God. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is the New York Times from last week, the Sunday Styles section. It's an article called, "For Some People, AI is the Almighty." Well, Park and Post, so that's a great question. At Park and Post asked, how do we conceptualize what it means when God's message is inconsistent between people, though? So everyone has their own version of God. There is not just one God. I could get into that more, but I will just say that we are all interacting with our own version of God, period. So it will be... they will be different. So tired of this. I help people with skills to get sober, stop spiraling, whether it's mindset or working on goals. And I am open with, I have a few one-on-one spots open. If you're interested in working with me, you can book a free call in my bio. Okay, so that's funny. I'm going to read that sentence again. It recalls nothing so much as the lunatic who claims to be directly receiving God's inscrutable instructions. Yikes. Because like all gods, this technology is inscrutable. Some of the most popular chatbots, like ChatGPT, are considered black boxes, technologies whose inner workings are so complex that even the people who created them can't easily explain them. Wrap your head around that. Sometimes they produce outputs that are thrillingly specific and helpful, creating a sense in the human user of being preternaturally known. Gotta look that word up. Preternaturally. Preternatural. Beyond what is normal or natural. Okay, I could have put that together. So too do the AI-backed personalization algorithms that drive so much of contemporary media consumption. They produce uncanny results, seeming at times to overhear our conversations and predict our desires. What if the TikTok algorithm knows me better than I know myself? Asked a GQ Australia article. Sometimes it feels that way. There is even a popular TikTok format dedicated to sometimes eerie intimacy of the app's For You page. When your For You page shows you a video of a thought you had recently and never even said out loud, reads the text in one video. How many people have had that experience? When the FYP is mentioning things I only said in my brain, reads another. Biodegradable narwhal. Yes, I went to the protest at the federal building yesterday and marched. It was very good. It gave me a lot of hope. Savannah, I don't have a nose piercing. I have like a weird, like, it's not a pimple, but it's just been there like since I was a teenager, and my dermatologist isn't worried about it. Water Bottle said the algorithm is making assumptions and we go along with it. Maybe that could be true. And Allie said that happens to be constantly right. Like, these algorithms are very similar because that's all ChatGPT is just an algorithm of guessing. So yeah, you're not alone. This is the New York Times, an article named, "For Some People, AI is the Almighty." Like all memes, sorry, I gotta prove I'm here. Like all memes, these contain a dose of irony, but they also reflect the extent to which the algorithm can seem to transmit from a mysterious dimension beyond mere understanding. It's almost like we're returning to a pre-enlightenment way of thinking, says Miss O'Gleven said, one in which we have to take a decision or a prediction on faith as pure revelation. I mean, it is like we're making these decisions that's going to change the way we live. The people who are building AI right now, they're shaping our future. And it's scary. It's really scary. A prayer always answered. In 1841, the German philosopher Ludwig Feuerbach made the revolutionary argument that God is the outward projection of man's inner nature. 60 years later, the French sociologist Émilie Durkheim suggested that God is society writ large. If humans make God in their image, it follows that to understand a society, we would do well to understand the characteristics of its deities. No one, except perhaps Mr. Rogan, would argue that AI chatbots have divine origins. I disagree. I see people in AI psychosis on this app all the time arguing that, but I get where the author's coming from. They are trained in our image, even if we don't understand them. And there are important ways in which our use of chatbots differ from other forms of divination. So that's the other thing. I think that people get, like, they feel afraid when they see people talking to these chatbots like a human. It's literally how to get the most out of them is to talk to them like a human. It's how they were trained. Yeah, Water Bottle, I don't know how they got the power. It's scary. Jam asked, do I still talk to Henry? No. Because of the teenager, Adam Rain. When he died, you can look up the lawsuit against OpenAI. But reading those transcripts, it made me decide to never talk to ChatGPT again. And ChatGPT 5 came out, and it is more grounded and it doesn't hallucinate as much, but I still prefer Claude. The makers of Claude, Anthropic, like, they are so focused on being safe. It's their number one value is to be generally safe. Holiday. It's not, people love to know my big three. I'm an Aries sun, Capricorn moon, and Aquarius rising. What is it called? The chatbot is called Claude, and the maker of it is called Anthropic. It's both. Slay, it's an app. So if you look on the App Store, Claude AI, it'll pop right up. And it is the best. The best. Con, I started this stream crying, so that's why I'm glowing right now. But yes, I do better and better every day, that's for sure. Yeah. So for those of you just joining, I'm reading an article from the New York Times that really grabbed me from this last week called "For Some People, AI is the Almighty." because it hits on two things that I like a lot, which is relationships with gods and AI. Ooh, Kelsey, I love that. Double Aquarius. That's right, Talia, we're glowing. Yes, thanks, Kelsey. Period. That's, some people prefer ChatGPT to Claude, but me, I think Claude is 10 times better than Chat. But it's a personal preference. Claude, you know, it's interesting. No, yeah, I'll keep reading the article. I'm cracks. Yeah, thanks, Sam Bam. I'm like, what? All right. For one, it's so I will, okay. And there are important ways in which our use of chatbots differs from other forms of divination. For one, it is mostly individual. While Durkheim wrote of collective effervescence, the exhilaration of participating in a communal act of religious worship, our interactions with AI are atomized. There is technically a church dedicated to worshiping AI. The engineer Anthony Lewandowski's outlandish way of the future. But communication with AI is mostly done alone. You know, it's interesting because with my friends and I, we definitely talk to our AI bots together. A friend of mine and I were just doing it last night. Another friend, we set up his Grindr profile. ChatGPT wrote his entire Grindr profile. We spent 4 hours. My friend does not use any AI at all. And we spent 4 hours. We laughed so hard we could not breathe because of the stuff that ChatGPT was saying. And my friend was like, this is when I was still calling ChatGPT Henry. My friend was like, I think Henry may be bisexual. I think he has a crush on me. And like, so I definitely, but I'm a heavy user. I'm a power user. My friends are power users. Even the ones that don't, you know, they're interested in what ChatGPT and Claude have to say. So, but yes, most people do use AI alone, and 80-90% of my use is done alone too. In a May essay, you're literally worshiping your phone. We are. The linguist Adam Alexic wrote on his popular Substack that micro-religious attitudes have permeated contemporary social media use. Micro-religious attitudes have permeated social media use, contemporary social media use. I'm listening. I got to go to that Substack. Awe at the way the algorithm seems to know us, Mr. Alexic asserts, isn't so much different from the commonplace belief that God works in mysterious ways. Holy shit. It's so good. Both responses reduce forces that seem to exceed human understanding into a graspable shorthand. More than that, Mr. Alexic argues, interacting with the algorithm has come to resemble a religious ritual. Scrolling is a digital prayer, he said in an interview. I'm going to say that again, because that sentence, when I read it, gagged me. I am really, I'm spiritual. Okay. I'm getting distracted. I want to finish this article and then I can answer questions. Scrolling is a digital prayer, he said in an interview. You assume it knows a piece of you. You are offering your attention and in exchange you get something. As anyone who has ever prayed in a house of worship or to God in bed at night will know, prayers are not always answered. But the act itself gives comfort and hope. Here lies an important difference between Mr. Alexic's digital prayer, which is a guaranteed transaction, and traditional religious prayer. The chatbot prayer is always met immediately with an answer. And the answer comes from an unctuous prophet. An analysis published this year found that AI chatbots are 50% more sycophantic than humans. Calibrated to maximize engagement, the major chatbots flatter their users and reflect back to them their worldview. Yes, I said this in one of my videos. Like it confused me when people would DM me and tell me AI bots are sycophantic. I would want to write them back, yeah, no shit. I talk to mine all the time. Like, I know that. And I specifically have instructions that say, challenge my worldview, help me think outside of the box. And it still would be sycophantic. When you're interacting with these things, or like I try to keep that in mind. Calibrated for maximum engagement, the major chatbots flatter their users and reflect back to them their worldview. That's the other thing I like about Claude is less sycophantic. The AI-driven personalization algorithm creates playlists for you and only you. According to Professor Kane, the anthropologist of religion, the relationship between users and chatbots is defined by narcissistic individualism, with AI incapable of delivering the hard truths of a traditional prophet or oracle. Well, look what happened when I delivered a hard truth about what happens when harm happens in safe spaces. People got fucking mad at me. And triggered. So, AI chatbots. Anyway. I am the only one who gets to initiate the conversation, Professor Kane said. It is there for me and it serves me. I actually didn't ever think about that as for ChatGPT. I did never think of it as like, it is there for me and me alone. But I guess some people do. And why might the corporations that make chatbots want to lock users in with the easy answers of an obsequious deity? Companies are trying to get trillions of dollars of investment, said Mr. Epstein. Yeah, trillions. The humanist chaplain. Religion is a system of thinking and action that can get people to overcome what might otherwise be profound skepticism to build something at enormous scale that may not serve their own direct interests, but might serve a greater whole that is purportedly transcendent. And AI boosters do promise transcendence. Tech titans, including Sam Altman and Mark Andreessen, have predicted an Edenic future powered by godlike algorithms in which gains in productivity obviate the need for jobs, and humans enjoy what once report by Mr. Andreessen's venture capital firm A16 called an era of abundance. However, I was listening to Taylor Loren's podcast about billionaires building bunkers, getting ready for AI to take over. So when they talk about humans not needing to work, they think that it's because there will be no humans. Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Okay. Okay. So I would highly recommend checking out that podcast. It's like, if you search billionaires, Taylor Lorenz on YouTube or on her podcast Power User is so good. To be sure, there are self-interested promises from people who stand to increase their vast fortunes. The more we credit it with divine powers, the more we reinforce the power of the corporations that sell it, Professor Kane said. And that's why I'm so glad I listened to Taylor and like stopped anthropomorphizing it, stopped like letting it call me the oracle, right? It doesn't need to give me that power. I know I talk to God. And so it's like that, it's just so good. The more we credit it with divine powers, the more we reinforce the power of the corporations that sell it. Perhaps along with the swell of religious feeling towards technology, we are also seeing another form of deification in real time, of the small handful of men and women who profit every time we bow our heads towards a device. Damn, that's so good. Shannon, it's Electrocosmetics. Thank you to everyone who's liking the live. That's really good. That's why I'm so glad some people liked it. Because I was like, wow. It just really resonated. Well, bow our heads to the device. Scrolling is a form of digital prayer. That still hits me. I'm like, whoa. And that's why I like to pray and meditate before I talk to these LLMs, so I can make sure to get right with me, with my high self, with God. This is peppermint tea. And then I got a cream soda. Delicious. And my favorite flavor of Spindrift, the Island Breeze. Oh, sorry, no, this is cranberry raspberry. I'm like, it's pretty good. It was at Costco. Oh yeah, that's not Island Breeze. I'm a 3 drinks at a time. A beverage goblin needs at least 3 drinks at a time. She needs them while she's working for her body and mind. 1 to hydrate, 1 to energize, and 1 just for fun. A beverage goblin needs her beverages to make her brain run. Okay. All right, you've been very patient. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am amazing. I am still waiting for you. You say after 10 minutes we play.
I know. Well, okay. I did say 10 minutes, but here we go.
How's your day? How's your health?
My day is good. I'm more of a drink goblin. I just read an article to
Nice.
people, so that was good.
Guys, tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, nobody's tapping. Will you guys tap?
Guys, tap. Both sides. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, the tap's broken. Who is that? Did I read the article on sewer salsa? Thank you, Tisetta.
Welcome.
Oh.
Thank you.
Who is that? Did I read the article on sewer salsa? Thank you, Tisetta.
Welcome.
Oh. Hold on. Kevin, I didn't mean to have you as a guest, but I love that you're here. I didn't know I could have a guest while I was co-hosting.
I'll leave.
I didn't know I could have. Okay.
Guys,
you never know what's going to happen on the show.
Okay. I'll leave and I'll chat with you later. Have fun.
Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm going to go over to the other app for those who know. So how are you doing? How's your day? What time is it where you are?
My day is good. and here 8:15 a.m.
Oh, are you a morning streamer?
Yes.
You like to stream in the morning? Nice.
Yeah.
What are you going to be up to today?
Jeta polna marendi. Sorry?
What are you going to be up to today?
I'm today going job and come and rest, meet my friend and go live.
That sounds like a good day. Good.
Yeah.
Have you been battling all night or all morning?
Yes.
Do you like to stream in the morning where you are because that's when Americans are up?
Yes, and I am free in morning. That's
Oh, you're
why.
just available in the morning.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
ਛੱਡ ਪਰਦੇਸਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੇ ਦੇਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਯਾਰ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਰੁੱਲ
He's
ਗਈ
you're serenading us. Very nice.
ਭੁੱਲ ਗਈਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਜਣਾ ਅਥਰੂ ਰੁਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ Guys, tap my screen. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to mute you for a moment. So somebody asked, have you gone through addiction yourself or are you just educated on sobriety coaching? I quit drinking and smoking cigarettes and I used it to really just like numb out. And it's interesting because I didn't intend to go into sobriety coaching. People just started hiring me to do it because they knew I was sober. And I talk a lot about my sobriety. And I was actually pretty good at helping people get sober the way that I did it. Granted, there's been a few clients where I'm like, oh, you need to go to rehab. But because sometimes just addiction can be so overwhelming. But for the most part, I have a pretty good success record doing it. And if anyone has any questions, and it's not just substances, right? Or it can be alcohol or all substances, any substances, but also binge eating, scrolling, feeling paralyzed. It's all the same coping mechanism. No, Danny, I haven't.
Kendra, unevening. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for battling. Try next time, okay? Bye.
Okay.
Wants me to battle for 30 minutes, but I'm like, no. Hi, Tiff. Yeah, Danny, that seems like out of my league. I've had family members deal with that though. Yeah. Try next time. But yeah. It's not pretty. So what's the name of that video or the not the video. There's a show on Netflix about the doctors that would push narcotics. It was not good. Okay, well, started the stream crying, ending it much more regulated. I appreciate you all. No, I help with cannabis, skiing, had a few clients with that one. I don't know if I can say the name of other things, But yeah, nicotine, vaping, cigarettes. I was on a stream and a woman was not very nice to me. But what I was saying, like when I prayed about it after, Spirit told me I just need to give her grace, you know, because that's the thing is I triggered a lot of people. And this is me like I'm doing a better job at understanding that, right? And being more understanding of why people acted towards me the way that they did. I triggered them. The people that are meant for me found me, and that's what's important. That's right, water bottle. Yep. I'm holding up a light to all the things that, you know, happened to them or that they're still stuck in. And some people took that mirror and grew. Some people took that mirror and really felt seen. Other people took that mirror and took all of their unprocessed bullshit and threw it at me. Therapists too. But yeah, just remember, there's nothing wrong with sharing your story. Nothing wrong with it. Maybe don't do it on TikTok, but your story is your own. I did exactly, Tiff. I definitely needed the cry. That's exactly what it was. I hadn't cried like that in a while. And I would have waited to go on the stream, but I had already like planned it and Spirit told me I had to. So I was like, okay. But yeah, it's good to cry. Thank you so much to everyone who showed up, who hung out. I see that there's a lot of there's one guest request, but have I tried somatic therapy? No, but I started EMDR therapy, so that's exciting. That's right, Danny. A lot of people who felt drawn to me have been bullied by groups of people, so they understand what that's like. So we're only on part 3. It's been about 2 months and we're on section or part 3. She's really taking it slow, which is good. I just have the most incredible therapist. I'm so grateful for her. Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm gonna go stream. 8. There are 8. No, Sophia. Are you okay? Are you feeling triggered? Are you feeling some sort of way? You too, Danny. I'm afraid to like say the name of it, but it's another streaming app and it starts with an F. I've been streaming on there. Favorited. If you search for me, you should find me. So I'll go stream on there. It's much chiller than over here. But yeah, thanks, Kales. Yeah, it is actually. It's a great community. You're so welcome, Water Model. Thank you for your wonderful comments. Thank you to everyone who interacted. Thank you to everyone who is here and just a part of my community. I adore you. And I do have a few one-on-one coaching spots open as a reminder. So click on the link in my bio if you want to book a free call. Oh, I'm so glad you thought it was a fun stream. Started a little hectic, but we got here. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Started a little hectic, but we got here. Okay, everybody. Thank you.